What's up, guys? Justin Morgan here. And after I posted a video kind of breaking down some technical issues with the power clean the other day, a viewer requested that I go take a look at some of their videos where they are doing cleans or clean and jerk, and just requested that I kind of look at some areas that I would fix. So I said that I would make a video about it, and I would kind of go through and break down what I would change or what I would do about the lift. So, before I do that, I want to kind of defer some of you that are interested in this kind of thing to several resources that exist. The first few are just videos that you can watch, video series that you can watch that go through the snatch and the clean and jerk, and they provide a great detail on how to do these lifts, and they are from very high level coaches that have produced national champion athletes consistently over a number of years. So the first and probably the best resource that we have as lifters is Glenn Pendlay. He has the Cal Strength videos. It's kind of like a clean how-to video, and he breaks down the different positions. He does this for both the snatch and the clean and jerk. And you see some lifters that were very famous back about 10 years ago and that continue to come in and out of style, I guess you'd say. And that is Donnie Schenkel would be the highest level athlete that you see in the video series there. And then there's a few others. John North is up there, and I'm trying to think of some of the other names of the lifters, but you see these different people. I think Rob Blackwell might have been one of the lifters in the video series, but you see them kind of going through these lifts, and Glenn actually still has a resource now, even as a coach. He's doing the online coaching, so if you go to the app or to the website, Train Heroic, you can actually purchase training directly from Glenn Pendlay and join the Pendlay WOD, or Pendlay Workout of the Day. And he's an Olympic lifting coach. This isn't like CrossFit or some other thing. This is specifically for weightlifting. And you can either do 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, or if you've been lifting in the sport of weightlifting for quite a while, I think he says, I don't remember what it is, but you need to have kind of solidified your technique and done some different things. There is I forget what he's calling it now, but if you're really into high intensity, you're wanting to push the lifts and go on to, maybe you're looking at becoming a national champion or going further in the sport, then he has something for that as well that goes even beyond the 5-day program to, I think he's doing 2-a-days. I don't know if that's every day or some of the days. I wasn't part of that program, so I can't tell you, but that is available as well. So you can do that through Train Heroic. You can contact Seb Ostavrich through Weightlifting House, and he has a discount code that will get you half off, I think. So you can get the program for $15. I think it's $30 a month. So not bad, not, something very economical that most people can afford. And they have a Facebook page where you can post your videos, and Glenn will actually break down your technique, and he's going to do way more for you than probably what I could. So Glenn's pretty old school, but if you go that route, I doubt anyone would be disappointed. The other resources are the Juggernaut training videos. Max Ada goes through both the snatch and the clean and jerk, and as a bonus, you get to see Alyssa Ritchie be his person. She's very attractive, so that's a resource as well. And then that's it, guys. I'm going to go on, and we're going to take a look at what Lucas has in his clean and jerk here, or we're mostly just going to look at the clean is all he requested that I do, so that's all I'm going to look at. I didn't really see anything in his jerk anyway, so moving on, we'll go and take a look at that. There are actually 3 different things that I see that we could look to improve upon in Lucas's lifting here, or how he's doing his clean. And the first is that towards the beginning of the session, he is kind of bringing the barbell around his knee. He's not getting his knees back and out of the way as he's coming up. But as he continues on and the weights get heavier during this training session, he actually does a much better job at this, and he ends up getting his knees out of the way as the weights get a little bit heavier, and he gets more warmed up, I guess. My guess is that Lucas has probably not been doing the clean or at least not doing the clean very long. So he's kind of still working out, and his technique is inconsistent. So the first thing, there's a few symptoms of this, or a few changing parts that go beyond just thinking about your knees. What really is happening is that Lucas isn't staying over top of the barbell. I talked about this in the last video that I did, where you're kind of sweeping the barbell back. But basically, your shoulders should kind of stay out over the barbell, or in front of the barbell, and the barbell should kind of stay close to your body as you come up. You see this in really well in lifters like Ilya, so I'll kind of show you a training clip of how he begins this portion of the lift from hook grip. So right away when we're watching Ilya begin the first part of his clean here, we notice that he gets his knees back as he brings the barbell up. So that is definitely something that we will want to emulate in our lifting, that we will kind of want to copy, is that when he's staying out over the bar, his shoulders are kind of in front of the bar and his knees are retracting back. I doubt you should really invest a lot of time into thinking about your knees. What you really should be thinking about is kind of staying over the bar, and hopefully the effect will be that the knees will kind of take care of themselves. So that would be my suggestion to start off with in that. The next thing that we'll look at is what's referred to as the finish. And this is when you bring the barbell back into the thighs and you make contact. Ideally, you should kind of see your body pull back. I'm not sure how to refer to that exactly, but if we go back to our video of Ilya here, we will kind of see how he finishes the lift. Now, Ilya has a very strong finish here. He pulls the barbell all the way through. His hips are fully extended. When you talk about, there's a technique called triple extension, and this is not exactly what it's referring to, but the actual movement where the hips drive into the bar and you're kind of driving it upwards with using the hips, this is kind of what it's referring to there. So when I watch Lucas lift, one of the things I notice about his lifting is that he does make contact with the barbell, but it's very brief, and it sometimes actually thrusts the barbell out in front of him, so he has to jump forward to catch it. And that's kind of something we want to avoid, or that we would preferably avoid. So what you really want to do is move the barbell up to a point to where you are able to drop underneath it or pull yourself underneath it, and then bring the elbows through. And that should put you in a good position for that if you have fully extended and finished the lift. Now, for the final thing that I notice about Lucas here is that when he gets to the bottom of the lift, or he's pulled all the way through and he's dropping underneath, he kind of crumbles at the bottom. There's a lot of tightness. This could be maybe due a little bit to mobility, but mostly I think it's just practicing the lift and actually knowing to stay very stable in the bottom of the catch position. So I'm not like a coach or anything, or like a high-level coach, not like the guys that I referenced at the beginning of this video, but when I have coached people and kind of had the opportunity to work with friends or people that I just knew that were doing the snatch and clean and jerk, one thing that we did was try to get really stable in that catch position in the bottom. So we would actually kind of squat, do a full squat, kind of stand upright with our hands out in front of us and kind of push each other, not hard, like the goal is not to knock the person over, but it's just to build stability there at the bottom of that squatting position. You want to be really good, really stable in that position. So, but not just in the hips, but you kind of want to be in the rack position. So this is something to where like paused front squats might be a good assistance exercise to do, because you want to be really strong down there in that position. The downside of doing paused variations of the squat is that you do want to be able to catch that bounce when you when you're catching the bottom of a clean and jerk. And so really when you're doing a normal squat and you're just kind of bouncing out of the bottom, like that actually is a benefit. You want to know how to do that. But in the case of building stability and strength and staying tight in the bottom of the lift, then that is a place where a paused front squat can actually be of some benefit. So I wouldn't dedicate all of my training to doing paused front squats or anything like that, but just using that as maybe like a back off set or a few sets, or maybe your warm-up sets on the way. You could do 1 rep with a pause for maybe 5 to 10 seconds, and just kind of get really comfortable and stay tight in that bottom, stay strong. So when we look again at Ilya, and he is doing you see him doing the bottom of the catch position there, it is really stable. Like, he has no movement in his torso at all. It is just as strong as you can be. So that is kind of what we want to emulate and what we would like to replicate when we are lifting. And that is it, guys. I'm going to leave it off there. That was the last thing I had. You guys take it easy, and I will talk to you in the next video.